Before social media, the combo of race baiters in office and race baiters on air was more or less a winning hand. It's how woke was able to become so dominant. But remember, it was never really about race. But since social media is the main source of news now, the game's over and Obama has lost, including all his media buddies. One thing all this going back and reviewing Obama's attempted coup is doing, it's sort of refocusing people's attention on everything Obama did and caused as president. Without a doubt, one thing he did was set race relations back decades, as polling by even liberal outfits demonstrated then as well as now. America has not been perfect, of course, by any stretch when it comes to relations between blacks and whites. That said, things had been improving before the era of Obama and woke showed up. Obama never missed a chance to take a swipe at whites and set the stage for the woke culture to take off. Normal Americans have now come to understand Obama was both a puppet and master of the entire globalist movement. Everything he did and said was done in furtherance of that agenda, including blasting whites. But why does the globalist world order, whose leaders are almost exclusively old white men, isn't that sort of the object of woke, get rid of those folks? Why are they the leaders of it? Everything they do is just simply to diminish whites badly. Even Obama himself is half white. So the whole thing just seems like totally crazy. Every piece of legislation Obama pushed, every judicial nominee, every candidate that he backed, every interview he gave, were all in support of anti-American globalism. Those 8 years of degrading America, well, they really set the stage for Trump's 2016 victory over Hillary, who was, of course, Trump's man. Americans in general, and white Americans in particular, were sick of being attacked and belittled. That was part of the cultural zeitgeist Trump tapped into, and he rode to victory. Obama used race to divide the country and soften it up for a globalist takeover. That's what people see. He doesn't really care about race, per se. It was just a weapon. It was never really about race. Again, virtually every globalist on the planet is white and old and a man, not to mention filthy rich. What it really was and is Christianity versus atheism. It's the same reason the globalists back Islam, not because they actually support Islam any more than they actually support blacks. It's because they oppose Christianity, kind of like the old, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They see Christianity, and predominantly Catholicism, as the enemy. And frankly, Catholicism, Christianity, is the enemy for their soul-crushing worldview. And here in America, whites equals Christian. Christianity in America, use a phrase here, is kind of carried by whites, largely of European descent, of whom the largest single group is Catholics. If whites can therefore be sidelined or maligned or severely curtailed in their influence, if not their actual numbers, which is happening, then Christianity goes out the door with them. That's what's really at play here. And for proof, remember racist in chief, who is actually atheist globalist in chief, Obama. Remember his landmark comment? America is no longer a Christian nation. It's why the media refuses to cover crimes committed by blacks, especially against whites, but goes all in if a white guy or a cop injures or kills a black. It's so bad that CNN even put up this picture of the Midtown Manhattan killer, and, you wonder how, with a straight face, they told their couple dozen viewers that he was possibly white. Yeah, looks very white. What Obama and the Marxist media, who have and continue to play the race card, what they all have in common is this. No one pays attention to them anymore. No one of average or above average intelligence, that is. In last year's campaign, Obama told young black men they had a duty to vote for a black woman. Well, they went on to ignore him, as Trump got the largest portion of black men any Republican has ever gotten. Race-baiting CNN's ratings. They're so abysmally low that, and this is true, this is a fact, the History Channel gets higher ratings every day and those are History Channel reruns, because everything on History Channel is a rerun, every day. And CNN's layoffs continue. What Trump has done is call the bluff of those playing that race card, and he's made them pay the price. Before social media, the combo of race baiters in office and race baiters on air was more or less a winning hand. It's how woke was able to become so dominant. But remember, it was never really about race. But since social media is the main source of news now, the game's over and Obama has lost, including all his media buddies. Whatever spell he was able to cast over roughly half the country with the help of the lying globalist media, well, that spell has long since been broken. You know, charisma can carry a man a long way, but it can't carry him all the way. And now it's time for reckoning, for that attempted coup. And charisma, well, doesn't really work well as a defense strategy in court. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.